Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Vet Plus One with your host, Adam Miller. Now, today's show, guys, we are going to discuss the new policy that the NFL just released on standing for National Anthem. Now, I was at the gym, and this came across my phone as I was looking for some music to listen to or checking my notifications, and I was like, wow, the NFL actually did something to stand up for this, or to make a case for it. I mean, they were going to have to eventually, and we all know, and I'm expecting the rest of the sports to do the same. The NHL, the NBA, MLB, all the major sporting companies and leagues are going to probably do the same now that the NFL has done this. The NFL is just the first one to do it, since the NFL is the biggest protesting group that out there doing it for the players. Now, it's a very, very tough subject to talk about. I mean, do I agree with players kneeling to the national anthem? No. And do I think it's disrespectful for what the flag means? Absolutely. As somebody who served in the armed forces of America, the military, and to see players do this, I think it's disrespectful, and I think it's wrong for what they're doing. But everyone has a reason for what they do. Me personally, I just think that's not the way to go about it. And the national anthem is something you should be proud of. It represents the country that we live in today. For all those people out there that are saying that, it means oppression, and the American flag and the national anthem doesn't stand for what it's actually supposed to. And I think that's utterly wrong. I mean, but that's just the way things are. Today I had a discussion with my brother about sports and like what I consider a sport, or what the meaning of this sport is, and that comes down to interpretation of what you think something is and what you believe. And yes, there's gonna be a textbook definition of what something is, but it ultimately comes down to individual to really determine what that is or what it means to them. After all, these definitions and everything was created by somebody that said, what, this is what the national anthem means standing up for what's right, to honor our country, for those who've fought before us and has fallen. Or a sport is considered a competitive, when multiple people come together to play competitive sport, and it's physical. That's what the textbook would say in a summarized version. Now, going back to this policy, I didn't get quite a chance to actually go ahead and read this policy. However, I did read enough of it to understand what it is that the NFL is trying to promote and is going to do, and that is allowing players, or demanding players, to stand for the national anthem, or you have the opportunity to stay in the locker room, And I'm assuming a lot of players are going to do that and are going to revolt against it because they feel strongly about the case, saying that players are being oppressed in America today, and whatever the case is, that's on them. That's what they believe in. Me personally, I think it's complete bullshit. Play the fucking game. And I'm not an athlete, so I can't really speak to say, what they're going through. But I do know that the American flag the American flag and the national anthem mean more than what these assholes out there are crying about. I honestly believe, and it's the fact, and whether you believe it's a fact or not, I don't care. Because the American flag stands for those men and women who served our country and went overseas and fought for our fucking lives and have died. Now, all you assholes out there who think that or believe that the American flag is something else, so the national anthem is not what it interprets, you got to be fucked up, or you're not really understanding the true meaning of it. You know, stop looking at what's bad, or what all the stupid shit that's going on in the world right now regarding politics and the crime and all this stuff, and start looking at what it really means. Start looking at those individuals who are fighting overseas for us and have taken their lives, or given their lives for you, so you can go out there and have freedom and do whatever you want. That's what you should be thinking about. Not how all this other stuff, the slavery, about the history of like slavery and police brutality or whatever, you know. I mean, that's just always gonna be around, you know. And the media, for one, I say is the biggest blame for that. Is they make shit up and they make things worse than they actually are, you know. And I'm not saying by any means, I'm not trying to sound ignorant and saying the fact that shit doesn't happen, because, you know, it does happen. We live in a world where it's fucked up and there's stupid shit going on. But is it right for us to be violent about it? Or not doing research? Because, you know, the media is filling all of our youth with with information in their heads saying that, oh, the national anthem is bad, or the Democrats are bad, the Republicans are bad, or this side's bad, whatever, you know. Instead of doing the research, you know, stop listening to what the media is telling you and do your research. That's the number one problem with our youth in society today, you know. You listen to what other people tell you, and then the news tell you, and think that's factual. You know what's factual? Open a fucking book, go in the library, open a fucking book, and reading it. That's factual. And I mean, not all the time is a book going to be factual. Pardon me. Sometimes you have to read a book and you have to determine whether that's truth or not. Like our history books, nah. That is not facts. There's a lot of lies that's been told in our history books that a lot of people don't realize. I mean, some people are starting to realize now. That's why you have to do your research. If you just continually listen to what other people tell you, you're just gonna believe what they're telling you. You know, that's the biggest problem, and why our society is getting worse and worse, is because people they're not thinking for themselves. They're saying, oh well, he said so and so said the sky's purple, so I'm gonna believe the sky's purple, instead of looking at the sky and be like, oh, it's actually really blue. You know. The point is, don't look at something and assume that that's always the truth, when there could be a hidden meaning to it, or a hidden message, or it could be a written lie. You know, the media is designed to contort things and make it seem like it's something else. Now back to this policy on the national anthem. You know, I kind of went away from it, just talking about how you should be more open-minded and you should do your research yourself. And, you know, when it comes to this national anthem policy, you know, it's something that Roger Goodell had to do, or the NFL had to do in order to take a stand towards this. You know, what can you do to eliminate this problem? I mean, can you ban players for doing what they believe in? Or do you set a policy like this that allows players to give the option, either well, you can sit in the locker room or you can stand for national anthem? And I'm all, by all means, if you want to protest, go out by all means. But you know what? I'm not. I know what my flag stands for. I know what the national anthem stands for. I know what this country stands for. You know, I served my country, and I believe in every bit of those core values that I was taught: honor, courage, commitment, and what the American flag means to us. And I'm going to continue to fight for that day. And anyone who wants to come here and take it away from me, I'll fight you for it. But I am not going to surrender to anybody who wants to tell me otherwise. Because you know what? No, it's not going to happen. I'm a true American patriot, and I am going to continually show that and fight for that, and encourage people to do the research and do the research and talk about it and discuss it and really find out the truth. There's so much things going on out there, that there's so many truths out there that are not being told, and people like my stepdad, who runs the Unleash the Jeremy Hansen show. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. That does the research, takes time out of his day, and does it for a living, and tells the truth. Because that's something the media, like CNN and Fox News, won't tell you. Because I'm sure this is going to be all over the news. If this ESPN, the first one to report that the NFL released this new policy, but I guarantee CNN and Fox News and CNBC, whatever the hell it's called, is going to discuss it and going to talk about it. Because it's politics. And whenever politics is involved in anything, it sparks conversation, it sparks a controversy, it gets things going. And, the media wants to suck that all in, and they want to contort it, and they want to break it down, and, it's so stupid. What happened to the times when people would just... When people would come together, and they would be there for each other, whether whatever your race was, your ethnicity, your culture, wherever you came from, and we'd all come together and we would help each other out, and we would be a family. Now it's everybody's got to be broken up, and everyone's got to be a different group. It's the society nowadays that's creating the problem. The people are creating the problem right now. We got to learn to change that. And it takes one by one. It's just one of us does it, and the next person does it. It turns into a chain reaction. It's just like all this bad stuff's going on, this crime and stuff that's being reported and stuff. It can change. People just have to want to make it change. But everyone wants to report the bullshit or complain, and they want to accuse this and that, and the media is going to suck it up as soon as they see something like that happen, and going to assume that, and is going to assume that is the reason, that's the truth behind what's going on. When I see the news, or I watch the news, and I hear about this murders or police brutality or whatever it is, or the case that the news is reporting, I don't just believe that and think, oh, well, wow, this might be that, It sparks a controversy in my head, or sparks a thought in my head like, that's pretty interesting. Let me do some research. Let me really think about this. Like, the media wants you to react. They want you to react to something like this, because then they get more feedback. People post videos. People talk about it, and and that's the problem. People just talk about things, and they don't do the research. And that's the thing when it comes to this national anthem, this policy the NFL brought up. And I'm a big Chicago Bears fan, as a lot of you who are on my Facebook and family will know that, And I'm scrolling through the news and stuff for the Chicago Bears, and I find out that a player of ours, Sam Acho, who's a very good linebacker, says that's still not going to end the fight by them doing that. That's fine. Fight for the cause that you believe in, but do it humbly, peacefully. There doesn't need to be a violence to this. I'm all for it. If that's what you like, if that's what you want to do, I respect it. Go right ahead, do what you need to do. But, I have my beliefs, and that's what I'm going to fight for, and that's what I'm going to continue to believe in and going to do. Now, that doesn't make me stop watching football just because of this controversy. When it comes to, for me personally, when it comes to sports, I'm not going to stop watching football. I don't stop watching football because of what's going on, because of the politics. What I do is I just tune it out. I choose to ignore it because I love the game of football, and I remember what football used to be growing up. So I'm going to continue to watch football and block that out, That it is what it is. And all I'm saying is,